Live.
Can I say something actually?
Go
since
for it,
we're live. I saw something just to ease us into the conversation.
Yes, sweetie.
I saw something on socials this week, I think, about tuition fees, guys. You know, the government are doing what the government does, right? But sorry, I'm seeing tuition fees are going up to 10.5k.
Sorry?
Yeah.
For who?
Potentially.
No, for who?
Not for us. We've passed that stage.
That's what I wanted to clarify.
Do you know? And then I start to think of my future children.
I know.
They're not going to
10.5.
It's not yours, man.
No, but remember when, do you know we still have certain people that went to uni for free, by the way, and they will tell us a story about how they went for free. Ours was...
Oh no, they went for 3k.
Some people went for free. I don't think
it's ever been free in the UK.
Yes.
How many years
Some
ago?
people went for free to university.
I know they're still doing that in Scotland.
So I'm sure
if you're Scottish, yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I mean? And then some people went for 3k and then 6k.
Ours was what, 7?
9?
Ours was 9.
Yeah, it was 9.
And then my brother was
The devil is a
9.5.
liar.
My brother's 8.
So
Year
it's not up
group.
to 10.5.
That's what I'm hearing.
They're scammers. That's all I have to say.
Was ours 9
I feel like it was 9.
or 6?
I feel like it was 7.
No.
No, it was definitely 6 or 9.
How is it 6 or 9?
No, it was 9. It's 9.
No, I get what
It's
Ashley
9.
says that.
What do you
6 or
mean?
9. It's one of those numbers.
7 is in my brain.
It's not 7k.
Let
So
me
we
check.
now we got to find out.
What year did we go
Yeah,
to?
because it's gonna bug me the whole
We're only
time.
28 to 15.
I'm sure it was
it
9.
9,000 pounds. Yeah,
Yeah.
9 rings sounds.
You're probably right, because I think they changed it when we was going.
Yeah, 9k. 9k.
Have they
not
started taking repayments?
6k.
Well, tell me, I can't ask you.
Why?
You didn't have to.
You didn't have.
Oh, my
any.
masters I did.
Yeah, first.
Oh,
it was
ha-
9.
9.
9, yeah.
Yes.
Have they started taking repayments?
They've always been taking. We make enough money, guys.
They are taking repayment.
They only
But
don't take
the
money
question
from-
is, are they going to take the full payment?
Never. Because in 30 years it cancels out. And who told you I'm going to be in this country in 30 years?
Right.
These are the things you need to say.
You know what's so crazy? Someone is listening to it and aging it like,
They're following me.
Knowing it
let's
down.
go find them on this
Well, they can't follow. The same way,
extend
you
the
know,
years.
see how many people are moving to Dubai so they don't have to pay tax?
So wait, hold on. When you move to another country, does that literally cancel it out or what?
No,
'Cause
your
surely
student
not.
loan is still alive in England.
That's what I'm
But
saying.
obviously
Is it not
you
frozen?
abide by the law. Yeah.
Right, until you come back.
No, interest is still coming on it.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So
But
if you're
I'm sorry,
moving
if
out, you're not really.
No, but if you're planning not to come back, whose business
That's
is
it. They can't,
that's
they
if
can't
you
come
don't
and
come
follow
back.
you to Dubai.
They can't hunt you down for your student finance.
If you permanently move to Dubai, that's it.
Guys, you know
I'm
the
a
way
resident in Dubai.
the way the government is going right now, I would not be surprised if
Later
they
on down
do
the
find
line.
you and
Yeah.
trace you to
Of
any
course.
country for
If
you
they
to
want
still
to, they
repay your
will.
student
So that's
finance.
really it.
Imagine if you're
That's
trying
if you
to
declare it.
Imagine if you're trying to fly somewhere and they're like, oh, you have outstanding.
You can't go anywhere.
you have
They're
outstanding
holding you at
payments.
the thingy.
This country is capable of doing that. I'm so
Imagine
sorry.
they communicate to the country you're going to and say don't allow them to stay
They have a
permanently
picture of
till
you at
they
the
pay-
airport.
till they
That's
pay off.
Start
crazy.
taking payments on our behalf.
That's insane. No, but it's the same way. You know how people were getting money back here from HMRC? Or was it student finance? One of the two. But then there were some people that were logging in and they were having to pay money. So this is the thing about these figs, guys.
That's why don't call
Sit
them.
down.
Don't be excited.
It's a quick money, but you're still paying off your student loan.
Because you don't remember that someone made a tweet and was like, "Oh, guys, just called HMRC and they said they owe me this," and then you've called them excited.
You're
thinking
owing
that-
You owe them
yeah.
£200.
and they said, "Oh, we've automatically taken it." You
Guys,
wasn't
I
even
know
ready.
someone was owing to 8k.
Sorry to
That's not the kind of
HMRC.
That's not the kind of news I need to hear. Student finance.
Huh?
Imagine you called them, you're owing them 8k.
8k.
No, but what?
And then, you know,
What could you have been doing? What could you have been
doing?
right?
and the problem is now that you've gone to find out, they're going to keep calling you to find out your payment plan.
You imagine you went and found them, you know. They didn't even.
They're not
This
asking you
is
for
my
payment
issue
plan.
with HMRC because they don't contact you.
No, you just
like
find
that.
out.
You
No.
just find out because you've
contacted
That's why
them.
I'm scared personally to reach
I'm
out.
never calling them.
That's why,
What
it's all,
if they're
that's
owing
why
you
it's
money?
all a flipping scam.
What if
Then
they're owing
that's
you
when
money?
I say to my Lord Jehovah Jireh, may just scatter that office until they give me what they owe me.
Flood will touch that place. All the paperwork, the computers,
Drop
the
my
system,
name,
the hard drive, the
drop my name on
software.
someone's heart. As they look in the system, they just see Ashley. They say, let me look
10k,
into
give it
this
to her.
account.
Give her 10k. That's
No, I
all.
don't owe anybody any money.
God
please.
forbid.
Let's not be silly. I'm sorry.
You haven't called. You don't know.
Ah,
I'm
please.
joking.
I'm not calling. I'm all right.
I'm not calling. Absolutely not.
I'm gonna call them.
Okay.
You're gonna call. Let us know how it goes.
I will do. My brother called them. They owed him money.
Really?
They owed him money.
See, when you say stuff like that, that's
No,
when
do you
I'm
get
like-
what I'm saying? They owed my brother money. You could have been overpaying for all you know.
It's all right.
So-
That's how I'll be used as an example. I'll owe them.
That's what I feel. So
You know what? They can
sorry.
keep the money, man.
Nah, for real.
I'll
If
try
it's
it on it.
£100, just keep
On
put
a
it in a
range.
pocket for me, a pot for me.
Hold it for
sorry.
me, innit?
Anything over 300, start to tell me though.
Sorry, anything over 150, anything over 100,
She's like, give
anything
it-
over 50
Give it
pounds,
to me.
that's mine. That's
But you know what though?
hard
After the
earned money.
after the tax year, they do write people that they owe money to. So why am I reaching out to you?
Yeah.
But that's tax,
No,
not
but they
student
get-
finance.
they can
different.
get it
That's
wrong.
different. Administration
Okay.
error.
They can get it wrong.
They can.
Anyway,
Anyway, Ashley,
let's get into
Hi.
it, babe.
Hello guys, welcome back to another episode. I'm Ashley.
I'm
Wow,
wow.
what an eye today.
I'm Timmy.
Okay.
That's nice. I like that.
I'm Temi.
I'm Ayo.
And today's episode, I haven't told them what
Wow.
I want us, like the question I have for them.
Question.
It's not. Yeah, it's a
Actually, if
question.
you put us on the spot, I'll turn that camera off.
What's wrong? You didn't. You never give me chance.
It's true,
Temi.
sorry.
Give me chance.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Let me land first.
Okay.
Okay. So the question is, is social media subconsciously influencing what we like? And the reason why
Sorry.
I asked that is because two things. We had a conversation. I don't know if you remember.
Who's we?
At, like me and you
Oh.
at an event. Not who's we.
Right, very aggressive.
We had a conversation
Check
at an event, and I don't know if you remember. We were discussing like, what we'd like our weddings to be and stuff like that.
I love this.
And it was just we're very simple babes. You know what I mean?
You know we touched on this before, by the way.
It's
Just
very simple.
And I went home, and I was thinking about it a lot, like, and it's changed drastically for me. Like how I wanted my wedding to be a couple of years ago in comparison to now. It's changed because of age and because obviously when you grow up, like maturity, things like that.
Yeah.
But I recognize this well that because of how much information and images and all of that stuff media we're consuming on a day-to-day basis and what we're seeing, like how much information we're consuming, that is subconsciously like molding the kind of narrative we
And
want
life.
for certain things, whether it be your birthday, the clothes you wear, the style of makeup, the hairstyles, just all these different things. And it just made me think like, so the initial question that I asked, and also if it has influenced the things you like, what do you think is influenced?
That's such a good question.
very good. Very good. Can I start?
go on.
Yeah, go for it.
Whilst you were saying, I was just thinking of my answers and just how to articulate myself. I feel like it's not a bad thing, first of all, that social media can influence some of the decisions because it's simple science. It's psychology to a degree, of course. It's science, it's psychology. Remember, even every now and again in our episodes, we always touch on what you absorb. That's why you have to be careful. We're human, we're flesh. There's going to be things that we see that we end up liking. That's how we know what we like and we don't like. Things are portrayed. We have options. We see them. It's like, I don't like this. I like this. This is what I'm not feeling, whatever it is. So whilst it's not necessarily a bad thing, I think when it becomes extreme, where it becomes bad, in my opinion, is when you're easily swayed, one, and then you start to lose identity of who you truly are,
And what you
your
actually
values, what you like, and just to fit in into a certain narrative. I think that's when it becomes toxic. That's when it becomes like a thing where it's just, everything in moderation in life. That's where the extreme end comes in.
Yeah.
Before that, again, seeing something on social media and admiring it and thinking, I never thought of that, this could be good. It's not bad. It's harmless. A lot of the things that we see online, we can absorb it, we can decide we want it. But then, like I said, the extreme end is when you have no sense of identity or you're losing yourself just because the masses, the majority want it, and that's how you're going to be accepted within the community or just whatever it is. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Defo.
And I want to, later on, we'll touch on like the weddings and stuff.
No, because I have a lot of things that I would like to say. And mine is even before the wedding, the proposal. I will talk about it later. So your question was the social media subconsciously
Influence what we like.
Definitely. Even to the food that
Even
you
consciously.
eat. Like, have you not seen that now people are creating restaurants just so it can go viral on TikTok so that they can make money?
It's
Right.
aesthetically
Like,
pleasing.
because
But the
people
food
know
itself is not
the
that
food
great,
might not be that
but
good, even if it is
aesthetic
good.
is
But
what
like,
sells.
like Tim said, it's not necessarily that it's good or bad. It's just that humans are naturally influenced.
Right.
Like, we are people that are naturally influenced by what we take in. So I think social media definitely subconsciously influences the stuff you like. But I think the reason why I think it's more negative when it comes to social media is because a lot of people don't actually know what they like now. Like, I feel like when we were growing up and we were playing outside, everybody had more diverse opinions. Nowadays, you just see sheep like most of the time, because to have your own opinion, sometimes you will be ostracized. To like something that other people do not like, you're made to look like you're silly, like, or you're made to look like you're backwards.
You don't fit
or
in.
you're like, for instance, I've always wanted to be a natural hair bride. Yeah, even to this day, like I choose to wear Afrocentric hairstyles all the time. I don't wear other types of hairstyle, but that's my personal prerogative. I know that because of the way social media has gone and just the way beauty standards have become, it's becoming less and less likely that most black women or women, black women, I can only speak for black women, would consider that to be pretty enough for like their wedding and stuff like that, because you've even seen discourse on the internet that's like, oh, you can't have braids for your wedding, you can't have braids for your birthday. I'm like, okay, so what hairstyle am I supposed to have? Like, I don't, like,
who are you to tell
and
me
who
what
am I
hairstyle
exactly? But
How did we get there?
but the thing, and the reason why I say it's more bad than good is because it's very sly. Because at first it's just influencing maybe where you got your trainers from. Right. Next minute it's influencing what kind of body shape you want to have. Next minute it's influencing
what you're wearing.
You get like it's a ripple effect. Yeah. So I feel like that's why I feel like there is an age limit to social media too, because there you have to come on social media with your own fully formed views about most. I think especially about things that are going to alter your life, you should be coming onto social media already fully formed in those views that you have, because it's very subconscious. Like even to the littlest of things. So like I didn't grow up really wearing makeup and or like doing my nails and stuff. I don't think it's wrong like to get your nails done as frequently as most girls do. But I noticed that like when I started to get my nails done, when I wouldn't have my nails done, I'll start to feel like, oh, okay, my nails, like and it'll be in the slightest thing. But then I already like, because I have a fully formed view as myself, I'm like, they don't reduce or take away from my presentability. But like, say for instance, you haven't had that fully formed view before you've come onto social media. You have girls and you'll see it on social media, they'll say, yeah, how can you going out like that? How can you look like that? How
now become subject to
like
it.
That's
and then
that's
it starts
why
to affect you, and now you feel like you can't function without it, or you just be. People are scared to be set apart. I think that's what it is.
You're under arrest. Oh, you're wondering why? Oh, because you've been consuming all this great content and you're not subscribed. That's embarrassing. It's a new year. Subscribe. Thank you.
Being set apart is very important, and that's where the likes of, those discussions that come up every 2 working days about, the black girl aesthetic in London, and if you're not dressed a certain way, like for example, India Pollock. Is that her last name?
Yeah, India.
There was an issue with her in terms of how she dressed or whatever, and people just felt like she didn't dress like a black girl from London. And I get it. Yes, there's a certain way black girls from London or from any place, just because you follow the trend of, I guess, the city you live in. Nothing wrong with that if that's what you want to do. But when you're not dressed or following that norm, you're made to feel like something's wrong with you. You're made to feel like, oh, why are you here with us? Why you shouldn't really exist in our environment, because it's like, I don't know if it's a hierarchy thing. I don't know if they see it as, oh, you're better, I'm better than you, or whatever it is, but some people just are made to feel like they can't be themselves. And I feel like it definitely happens a lot within this community, in the London community. That's why we're labeled, or we get that label of bad vibes, like London is bad vibes, because you can't be yourself. If you're yourself too much, whatever, like people advocate for it. There's always that promotion of be yourself, because it sounds good, be yourself, do this. But then when people start to be themselves, really, I'm not gonna lie, I will put my hand up, I could be part of that community depending on what it is, to some extent, where it's like if you're a bit to yourself, it's like, oh, what's wrong with him, like why is he, do you know what I mean? So it's like there's that, I don't know, I think to put it in a nutshell, I'll call it a trend. There's that trend there where it's like what's trending at the moment is what a majority of people want to tap into, so to fit in or whatever. But yeah, it's okay to be yourself.
I think that's the bigger issue at hand, that people can't fathom that there's people who are doing what they genuinely love and they are happy not following the majority and not looking like the typical UK black girl, or just whatever it is.
I think it's the lack of confidence that's projected. It's not just the lack of confidence, because you don't have that confidence. You wish you probably did. Someone else is doing it.
Want
and
you're
to,
not, but
sorry, I have something. Sorry, I'm very passionate about this topic.
Go for it.
Because I feel like, we talk about it when it comes to aesthetics a lot, but this is now, I think it's seeping into lifestyles. There's a babe on TikTok. Her TikTok handle is called Ballerina Farm, and she's a stay-at-home mom. She lives like on a ranch kind of, and she has bare kids. She has like 8 kids, and she's married to her husband. She has businesses, by the way. She's an entrepreneur, but her choice is to be a stay-at-home mom, work from home, sell her own things. There was a whole like campaign to campaign. And I nearly believed them, because this is what happened, yeah. I come on TikTok one day, there's people making videos about her saying, oh, he's holding her hostage, he took away her life, she wanted to be a ballerina and now she's a stay-at-home mum. There was this whole thing going on, yeah.
Oh my God.
And when you hear the end of the story, you're actually going to think, Jehovah, how did the people get there? Yeah, so she used to be a ballerina. She went to Juilliard, like in New York, like she was about this, but she gave it up personally for herself, and she married her man, and they had a kid shortly after, and whatever, and they decided to live like the more countryside traditional lifestyle. Yeah, come to find out, yeah, the person who wrote, and it was an article. This is not somebody on Twitter that wrote this. It was an article that went and did an interview at her ranch, at her compound. They've gone to meet her and they've twisted everything she said to make it seem like she's in chains.
Whoa.
Someone else now, she finally comes out and speaks about, I think it was either someone else or a different like writer or journalist came out, or herself came out on her page and said there's been an article that's been miswritten about me and like made it out to seem like and that person had to retract their statement, right? And I say all this to say, because social media, there's no attacks in it. I have to speak my truth. There is definitely a camp of people, specifically women, that are out to really ridicule and tear down women that actually want to be stay-at-home mums, yeah? And not in the sense of, I don't know how to explain it. Some women don't believe, yeah, that women that are genuinely happy with their husband and their kids are genuinely happy. They think that they're in chains. Like they genuinely think that those women do not want to be at home. They think they don't want to be there. And they're so convinced of it that they will spin a narrative like that and try and like what will happen is subconsciously they're trying to convince other women that no, we're liberated, we're free, because we don't have any baby, we don't have a man, but like, I don't want to speak for a lot of them, but they're not happy.
Based off what you said,
and they want other people to not be happy with them, is what I wanted to say.
So glad you said that. To you, doesn't that sound like a mental illness, or is no? So no, because to me, maybe because I'm so far from that, my narrative, the way my brain functions and the way I live my life is so far from that social media side. I was having this conversation the other day. Social media has allowed people to be too familiar, and people try to use that they try to use that excuse of, okay, but you share it, so you put your life out there. You put your life. No, don't get it twisted. Of course, you can say what you want. It is what it is. Everyone, you have the free will, but why?
It's just an opinion, and it's a minuscule opinion.
For the most part, you are projecting,
and that's why I said it's subconscious, because you think these women, they probably just started out as people that said we want women and men to be equal. Next minute, you hate men. Next minute, you think every woman that loves their husband and has kids is in chains. How did you get there? How did you get there?
I think it's
and you want to now turn the narrative. This woman is thriving. This woman is a millionaire, by the way. Her husband owns one of the airlines in America, by the way.
But yeah, she's in shackles.
But she's in chains because she lives a life that you think enslaves women.
Do you know what? If you look at the reasons, that could even be one of the reasons why they do make those comments. But another reason is you could be so envious.
They're jealous.
Yeah, you jealous because you might want that life yourself.
That's actually what you feel like. You're tired of working
in your life.
You don't want to work anymore.
And I'm so sorry to take it to that extent. Some women will never get to see that in their lifetime. And they just want to project on others. That's simple as.
Defo. Because you've subconsciously, like, you've been fed so much information that you believe it's your reality. Now it's even getting too late for you to change your life's course. So now what you're dedicating your life to do is tear everybody down into pieces.
Tear them apart into pieces.
Like when you see people, like you see a big thing that's being subconsciously fed to young people now as well, is like not to really desire a healthy relationship.
Right.
Because if you desire a healthy relationship, it's cringe. Like to show real love, to be done out here for your partner is seen as weird. Like to be vulnerable,
always
is
have
weird.
your guard up, always be prepared, always be ready,
to always think the worst of people. Like, so people are going into relationships being performers everywhere. No one is genuinely bonding with anybody, and you're confused as to why you're all single and you're all on apps. I'm so sorry. Like I've been having this conversation at work because I'm very anti-dating apps, I feel like we need to do a episode on that. But the reason I'm anti-dating apps for a lot of things is because this is another way that people are being subconsciously, like, you're being lied to that you have multiple options. You don't actually have as many options as you think you do. Like that's what dating apps will make you think. Like they'll make you think, oh, I can talk to someone in Peru and I'm here in London, and oh, there's people in South America. There's people everywhere. They want me. Because they swipe left.
I've got so many opportunities.
They've commodified dating, something that was so pure. Like you can meet somebody,
and you connect
like, do you get they've commodified it to the point that you can just swipe people on the app. But then what it leads people to believe is that they have too many options. They have so many options. But then it also leads to decision fatigue, which is you start talking to someone. Or like you can't, first of all, you can't even make the decision because you've got too many options. Because that's what happens. Yeah, but then on top of that, you start talking to maybe the 3 people you've swiped left. Okay, but all of them, but maybe there's somebody else out there that might be better for me. The grass is greener mindset. And then
the person you might be talking to that probably has potential that could actually be your lifelong partner. You robbed yourself. They're easily disposable to you. You're just like, nah, because you know what, other people want me.
I'll meet someone else. There's so many people in this world.
So let me just know. I don't have to deal with this.
It's all a scam.
I think that's what our generation is very much inclined to do. I don't have to deal with this.
I'm gonna go.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I agree with. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like the influence is more negative than positive. I think people are fooling themselves into thinking that it's positive, but it's not. Because when you now when you self-reflect and you make it personal, and you're like, okay, let me actually look back at my life the last 10 years. There's so many hobbies that I dropped. Because it's not cool on social media.
Wow.
The way I dressed has changed. I now have the BBL fashion.
No BBL there.
I'm sorry. You're like just little things, and that's why I asked you guys. When it comes to like you guys, I feel like you answered it in a sense with nails. But what is it that you think that it's influenced you in a negative way?
On social media?
Yeah, because of social media, as a result of social media.
That's a very good question.
I think for me, I've said this before on the podcast, it's definitely like my fashion sense.
You think?
Yeah. I think not drastically, but I think there's a lot of stuff that I've worn in the past and I'm like...
Yeah, you always... That's so true.
I've said this, I'm like, why the hell did I wear that?
One thing about actually every birthday, she looks at that outfit again and she's like, why?
But like the last 2 years, I'm genuinely like...
You're doing what you want to do.
And it's because it's an outfit. So let me even say it. There's a recent incident happened at work, So I was wearing a pair of like ballet shoes, like ballet flats, because I used to, in secondary school, that's all, if you know me.
I love those. There's dolly shoes.
Yeah, I would always wear.
That's the shoes. Even in sixth form, you used to wear them.
I would always wear dolly shoes. Like
dolly shoes were the in
fashion. I just did it like the last 2 years. Before that, it was flats, heels, or dolly shoes. So I bought like a pair of more dolly shoes, whatever. I wore them to work, and literally, my friend at work was like, "Actually, like those shoes are so ugly. Like, I think they're really, really ugly." Do you know? In the past year,
that would have changed.
That genuinely, I would have been like, "Yeah, I'm not wearing it. Let me stick to my trainers. Let me stick to the shoes that the girls on Instagram are wearing." But I said to her, I was like, "That's your opinion.
I like
that's
them.
I love them.
I'm gonna keep wearing them.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna get rid
I
of
love them. Thank you for your opinion, but they're not going anywhere."
I mean, the opinion that wasn't even asked in the first place. You're
gonna see them again.
Yeah,
that's one. And I also think take it back to like the marriage point and proposal.
Right.
So I'm not gonna lie. When I was younger, I wanted a very like elaborate proposal, elaborate wedding. Now I'm not gonna lie. Even if it's me, I'm capable of inviting only 10 people to my wedding. I know that's not going to happen because of my parents, and
you're very
when you're African, it's not. Unfortunately, that's not
Congolese weddings.
It's not Google the case. But I'm so sorry. Like when I look back, I'm like, why did I want that for my wedding or proposal? Like I was saying, we were literally having this conversation. I was saying to Ayo, like, even if me and my mum were in the house, and we were on the couch and we were having like a beautiful conversation, and he felt led to go on one knee and propose. I'm sorry, I'm happy with that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
And that's you, and you're right. People won't believe her, but I know my girl.
Might listen to that and be like, I'm sorry, no, there needs to be more effort. I've had someone ask me to be their girlfriend in that setting, and to me that was so intimate. So especially because it was such a vulnerable conversation that happened prior to that, and then they asked.
Baby, I'm with you.
For me,
don't
like,
worry. Don't justify yourself to this.
No, do you know what? I'm not just. I'm genuinely explaining
saying,
of course,
that like it's okay to not have the like question why you want things a certain way.
Right.
Why
can I tap in?
Is it because 1 second?
Yeah, I'm with you.
I'm gonna tag you in a second. Is it because you want the extravagance so that you have pictures to post on Instagram,
right? So
that you have the photo shoot, so that when people ask you, you don't want to feel judged when you say, this wasn't
how it happened.
Big thing. It wasn't this elaborate thing. It wasn't like. Start asking yourself those questions and ask yourself, okay, why do I care this much? And if it's genuinely because, that's what you want, I'm not going to sit here and say, if he took me to a restaurant, a beautiful restaurant, and there was a aquarium in the background and he's proposed, I'm not. Of course,
you'll say yeah, but
But also,
you're saying
I want my man to know me enough to know that
what you like.
If we're in a house, if we've visited a ranch, if we've we've gone wherever, and in that moment you genuinely feel led by the Holy Spirit to get on one knee and propose.
What's the problem?
What's the issue? Sorry to tap in.
Tap in.
On this topic,
you butch now.
Funnily enough, I was talking about this with someone recently. I'm sick and tired of everybody having the same proposal because everybody doesn't have opinions no more.
The marry me sign, the roses on the floor, the red carpet.
And you know what? I'm not sick and tired as in like I'm so happy. I'm so happy for everybody that's getting engaged, everybody that's getting married, but we all have the same proposal video. I could watch 10 people's proposal video. I don't know who it is because all of you have the same setup, exact same sign. Like the alphabet, marry me, the red carpet, the roses on the floor. No, because the reason why
where's the thoughtfulness?
No, the reason why Ashley's point is heavy is because there's actually nothing wrong with the setup itself.
Right.
What the issue is now this is what's become acceptable as the right way to propose. Right. This is what people now think is he's made an effort.
Yeah. Right.
Mm-hmm. No, but what if he made an effort because he took you out, you went on a road trip somewhere, you've gone somewhere, you've sat in front of the sunset and he's proposed to you there.
Right.
And there was no videographer and there was no photographer. Who told you that that's not good?
Right.
Like who told you, like who has convinced you that the only way a proposal makes sense is if it's a performance? Because what I've realized now with most proposals and most things that people share on the internet, it's a performance. Why? Because with proposals, maybe because I'm an overthinker. Yeah, I don't know. I might be an overthinker, but when I watch these proposal videos, it's not even like he's really getting the time to really tell you how much he loves you or why he's proposing to you or that there's that conversation. Maybe it happened before the video. Do you know what I mean? I'm not there. But from when
just the edit that you did see,
the edit I've seen is he surprised you, shown up at a location, and then he's already on his knee by the time you walk up to him, and then that's the proposal. For me, like I don't know, maybe because I'm a sentimental person, maybe that's just me. But like I'd rather it be a thing where, because marriage is serious, proposing is serious. A lot of these things are serious.
Very serious.
But they've become like
comical.
Like, do you know what I mean? They become images, commercial and like imagery. Like you want your proposal to be on Pinterest so people can say, I want it to look like this. But the meaning of what's actually happening is starting to get lost. Yeah. And that's what's happening with most things.
The same with weddings as well.
It's happening with most things. And so for me, I don't think the actual problem is the proposal setup. Like, and so this is not an app.
Yeah, if you've done it, don't worry.
At the end of the day, it's okay. At the end of the day, I just more think when you're watching things on social media, when you say this is what you want, when you're telling your man, this is the ring I want, this is the where does the romance come in of him having to think about what he loves about you, what you guys love, what makes your relationship personal to you two? Where does that bit come in?
Do you know what that is? Guys, oh my God.
Oh
my God.
Always question your why. Know your why.
And guess what? Like a lot of people, I don't know why these days a lot of people do that thing where there doesn't have to be, like, everything has a reason.
It does.
There's a reason you think that way. You can't just wake up one morning and decide this is what I want. You have to. You either don't know the reason and you have to just do your research to know why you think the way you do, or you just don't want to know, and that's fine. Either way, if that's what you want to do, but there's always a reason. And back to the proposal stuff, I feel like, you know what, when I do see some of these proposals, you hit the nail. I feel like, you know what, we see, like, maybe we don't see the behind the scenes because we don't know. We are not there. We don't know what they're doing.
You guys have heard. Open your ear.
But
PSA.
By the way, if anything, social media, and when I see these proposals on marriages, if anything, yes, I can pick up certain things here and there. Oh, this is nice and that. But for the most part, it tells me what I don't want. That's another side, because it's like, I don't want that.
Yeah. 100%.
Do you know what I mean? Because each to their own, by the way. That's not my proposal, so please do you. But another thing that does stand out to me with the weddings and the proposal is, again, as that much thought gone behind it. Because if everybody is having the exact same thing, what part is individual to you? What part makes your relationship exactly what it is? Your love story. How did you get here? You know, things like that. So yeah, it just always makes me think, like,
yeah, because did
you think about this? Because nobody has your brain. Like, I hope everybody knows in this world, the way God has made us, even identical twins have different fingerprint. Yeah. So so think about it like that. We all have different brains. There's different things that when I see it, it makes me go, wow. And if Temi saw it, she wouldn't even care. Do you know what I mean? There's things that that's because you're unique. Like
Right.
with the way God made you, you're unique. Like there's a babe, I think, I don't know her name. They went viral on TikTok because they had a very unique looking wedding. They were Nigerian, but the way they did their outfits was like so different. You've never seen it before. I find stuff like that really beautiful because I know you haven't done it for anything for yourself.
And you've had your personal touch.
Like it's your touch.
It's you, and you're not going with the masses. Oh my God.
And if you're basing your decisions off of, okay, I need to do it this way so that when I do put it on Instagram, it resonates with people and, you know, it gets the likes, rather than actually just let me do this because this is what I want. And it's now flowing into everything. It's, oh, you want this birthday dress because you know this is going to get you the likes on Instagram. You want your wedding to be this way because you know you're going to get the views on YouTube. It's like, where is the personalization? There is one engagement that I saw you. I think I showed you because when we was having this conversation, and it was this couple. They love hiking, they love fitness, all of that stuff, and they've gone on a hike now to like the waterfalls in a different country. And literally, she's standing under a waterfall. She's in a bikini, and he proposes like right in front of that waterfall. There were some comments. People like, oh, but you know, she's not dressed up. She's
Did she tell you that's what she wanted? Did she tell you she wanted to be dressed up? Did she tell you? Because this is what I mean. We only see a snapshot of people's lives. This is why sometimes that's why I call it a mental illness. How you can have such an opinion on something you know nothing about. You've literally seen what they want you to see, and based off that, you think you know the person's whole life.
Right.
You know, they could have sat down like a few months before that and planned that this is how she would like it. She could have literally said that in passing. That's why
that she wants something casual. She doesn't want anything.
That's why I will always, even in friendships as well, not just even relationships, I would always appreciate something sentimental. You mentioned this before, that's why I got it for you, or this song reminds me of you because we did this, or like, do you know what I mean? Those very important moments, they mean more to me than just, do you know what I mean? Just like, just any generic sort of situation. Like, if you've put thought behind it, I don't care how little it is. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, as long as it shows you know me. It shows, if anything, if I'm being completely honest, all these extravagant like proposals and stuff, it looks like it takes a lot of hard work, but really to me, it's not hard work.
No, because
that's nothing. It's not hard work.
Amazon provides.
You show the picture.
Now.
Do this.
That's it, literally.
It's got nothing to do with the babe you're proposing to. It's
and
just
that's
like,
what I'm saying. All your decisions is now driven by how's it going to look on social media.
Yeah,
I think what's the reception on social media? Is it going to garner enough attention? All of this. How did we get there?
I just think it's time to scale it back, because at the end of the day, what was exciting before, when people used to get engaged and all of that, is like when you go to your friends and tell them the story, like, oh, this is what happened, this is what led to this. Like I know personally, for me and my friends, what's always beautiful when nice things happen for us is like sharing the story to how it got there. Like, I don't know, like the art of like something being so personal, something being so tailor-made to you that, you know, you have to like, you take the time. Like back in the day when people used to get proposed, it's not like photos and stuff haven't existed for time. Like, of course you can capture, I don't think there's anything wrong with even capturing the moment and like all of that kind of stuff. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Absolutely, but that shouldn't come more priority than what's actually happening in the moment. And I feel like that's what's happening more and more, where like, are we realizing what's happening? Because then when we look down the line and we're seeing, okay, the divorce rate is 50%. These are the reasons why people's divorce rates are 50%. Because what Ashley said, about how much will it garner? I've said this before on the podcast. A lot of people want to use life events to become influencers. You wasn't an influencer before, but you know that, okay, if my proposal does enough numbers, potentially this could be the start of my page.
Your career.
Yeah. And you know what?
So be it.
If it happens, what's that word?
Sorry.
What's the word?
If it happens
on accident, like not on accident, but as in like that wasn't your intention and that's what happens.
What fell on
Who am I to tell you not to take the opportunity and run with it? But if I feel like it's very contrived to like accept it's for business. Because it's different if you're actually creating a video because you want it to go viral. We're podcasters, of course. When we clip videos, we know what we're doing. Yeah. Like that's different. But if my life I'm now contriving to make it, you know, to make amazing money for you lot and satisfactory to you lot, then at that point I am now a robot and I'm your slave.
Where do you even, first
like,
of all, where does your happiness and your mental health come into play? Yeah. That's what I'm asking.
People don't actually know if they're happy though.
Yeah, that's why. Can I say something? I think sometimes as well, because of course we've acknowledged people are mad on the internet. Mental illness is a real thing. I keep saying that. But I genuinely feel like some people contribute to others having so much to say about them simply because you're fueling certain comments, like, because if there is, if you, do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
If there's like a way of if there's a way of doing things and you don't feel like you owe them, like you said, being their servant or working for them, they would not feel like you have to keep giving and giving and giving, but you keep giving and giving and giving. So that's where all these things.
There's nothing left for you.
So there's nothing left for you, and then that's why you see a
is?
lot of these influencers or people that used to be influencers back in the days. It's like they go away for a while, they come back, they tell their story, like, oh my gosh, where's this person been? It's like it's draining.
A lot of relationships.
It's so draining.
Say they were doing it for the camera. Like, you'll hear people come out and say, we used
was
to
a business
vlog.
thing.
They no longer, like, their date
was a
nights now
partnership.
turned into what would look nice on a vlog. So that's what people like.
That's some people's
and
jobs,
if you know, I
by the
watch
way.
YouTube. Like, I've seen couples come and go where, like, the content that they were making first started off as genuinely loving, sentimental, nostalgic, whatever content. Or I mean, that was what was actually happening, and they just happened to film it. But then it became, we're going on this date for the vlog.
We're going to this place
For the vlog.
And it's sad because you're gonna have a lot of people that are gonna look back now, and they're gonna see, wow, I didn't do that because that's what I wanted to do. I did it because of social media.
And it's even to deeper than the things you do. It's the people you marry, the friends you choose.
Yeah.
Oh, I
spoken
married
about
him
that
because
before.
people would think it's insane.
What people are making their life partner decisions based off that.
That's how influenced
Tell
people
me.
are becoming. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Some of you wouldn't care if your man is just a little bit taller than you, but some of you, it's the 6'4" that you're 4'11".
What
he
you about
has
to
to be.
What you about to do with
Like,
that?
I feel like we actually.
What you about to do with
You
it?
have to interrogate it though, because I feel like when people don't interrogate their thoughts and think it's just normal, like some of the things people are saying, it's not normal.
It's not making sense.
Like,
It's not.
Where
like,
is it coming
genuinely,
from?
this man has been so kind to you, and the reason why you probably maybe said no is because, oh, you know, my friends, when I see
friends
them
are
with
gonna
their man,
roast me.
you know.
Your friends
There's this one thing he does, like, my friend, their man doesn't do that. So
That's why I can't have you be my life partner.
How sad.
Even though it could be God ordained, but nah.
and then you'll come on the vlog later and say, oh, why did our marriage break down? Oh, I didn't really know him. I didn't really know him. I think I fell in love with the idea of him.
Wow.
Yeah,
Like,
the more
people
than
say
him.
stuff like that
Yeah,
all the time.
all the
You fall in
time.
love with the idea of a lifestyle. The idea.
time.
We all see these big houses. Everybody has a white house on Instagram. Why do you want your house to be white? It looks like an insane asylum.
That's not.
Like, you have
actually
to think about these
that's not actually
things.
the call that you want.
You
But
don't
because
know
on
what you
Instagram,
like.
you've
Because
seen
Kim
that.
Kardashian has it and just one piano in the middle of the room. You
Just
two, that's what you,
casual, like,
that's what
A
you
piano and a
need.
couch. That's it. You two, you want that.
Like,
That
think,
is dull.
think.
That's
Just
dull.
That's
think.
not what you want. It's
Go-
okay.
Step outside.
I think in essence, what we're just trying to say is, at the end of the day, I don't think there's anything wrong with seeing things, admiring it, and wanting it for yourself. Because in that part,
being
that's why I
inspired.
thought it was important for me to talk about
Right,
the positive
the
side of
distinction.
social media and just seeing how having options might be good. Because there's lots of things that I might have seen on social media, but I've never thought of that. But outside everyone's opinion, I actually like this. This is nice. Nothing wrong with that. But we're focused on when it starts to, you're not questioning the reasons why you want these things and why your decision has come to this. And there's no direction. There's no sense of yourself and identity. It's all for everybody else. It's what this is gonna think or that's gonna think. Like, it also, I don't want to go too deep.
It stems back to what you just said at the beginning of what you said though. Inspiration is fine. Inspiration is inspired, not copy.
Not copy and wanting
Because
approval
inspiration
from others.
We go outside, we're
We're
inspired.
inspired every day.
Do you know what I mean? Inspiration is normal.
It's
Like,
very normal.
I've seen things. I've seen at people's weddings. I'm like, that's such a sick idea. I've never thought about that.
Yeah.
Calm. But then the way I would do it would be different
Different.
because I'm Ayo.
That's
Right.
it.
But that's inspiration.
That's it.
Some
not
people know.
carbon copy.
Because of approval, because they'll clap for me if I do it this way, and my social media career will start to take off.
I'm gonna go viral.
10K. I hope it pays bills. Does it pay?
No.
Oh.
How can it?
Sometimes it pays.
It's one video.
On that note, guys, thank you for tuning in. And we will see you on our next episode. Bye.